Back at the cabin now for a few days. I'm trying now to figure out where to put some windows because I'm tired of the cabin being a little bit too dark inside. I bought quite a few windows, about 3-4 windows, and they're all pretty small, so I'm trying to figure out the best spots to put them. I'll show you guys pretty much the spots that I picked so far. So I would like one right beside the door here. There's not a lot of wood, I don't have a lot of room to play, but the windows I have are actually pretty narrow. I think they're about like 12 to 14 inches in width, and maybe 20 something, maybe like 20 inches long, I want to say. They're old wooden windows. I'll show you guys this another one I brought also. But I would like one here alongside this door, and then maybe possibly, because I have two of the same ones, and just for reference, the windows are a little bit bigger than that sign right there. So it should be decent, I hope. Maybe like a 4 inches wider. So I think it should be good. Then, so one here right above my little table. Another one here so I could light up the cabin pretty much, the right side of the cabin. And then if I give you a view of the inside. So you guys can see it's pretty dark in here. Hence why I would like a little window here on the side of the door. And then maybe the same window, but placed horizontally on top of this little table here. So another window that I brought, turn the camera around here, would be this one. You guys could barely see it, but I'll bring it outside later. But it's just a little 4-pane window, but it's a little bit too wide for the both spots, so I'll probably use it again for another project I have coming up. Other things to think about while I'm doing this now, pretty much what's going through my mind is that I put a whole lot of rods in there, lag bolts and nails, so I brought like little hacksaws and stuff, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to cut all those. It's because I won't have a lot of room, so you could barely see anything in here, so yeah, a window would really help. Even this big window that I have now, if I wouldn't have any other ones, I could put it there standing up, but it's just a bit too wide, so I'll need to solidify the logs, like make a really solid window frame. So that's pretty much going to be holding up the logs. I'll try to use the planks that I have here. Using up the scraps, the planks that I did. I'll try to use that up as much as possible. Alright, so I started my little lantern here. Could have lived without this thing, it's great. But concerning the windows, upon further investigating the matter, I think I'll wait just because I don't have anything. I'll need to look for something or purchase something that I could cut the lag bolts with, the nails and stuff. Because for now, it's going to be way too hard for me to do an efficient job. I don't want to cut a hole. There's going to be like logs hanging, and I'm going to have to, leave them there with a gaping hole, or just, I don't want to put a tarp over the cabin so the snow doesn't come in or anything. Even worse, like the mice and stuff. I have enough trouble with them now, so I don't want to have any more issues, pretty much. So I'm not going to cut a big hole out into the wall and will not be 100% sure that I could fit a window in there. It just really wouldn't make any sense, especially now that it's really cold. So yeah, I started a little fire. I'm warming up a bit. I'm going to bring in some dry wood if possible, if I can go find some. I have a lot of maple, but I cut it this spring, so it's not very dry, sadly. So I'm trying to scavenge some dry wood and try to keep the fire going. But yeah, let's go outside and I'll try to do that. I went out to get my little trail cams. They froze up pretty bad, but I didn't turn them on just because I know that I ran out of batteries, so now I brought some extra brand new batteries. They're fun to have. Especially just see what's roaming around the cabin. Animals. Hopefully not people. They're getting more and more popular these days, though. People are starting to recognize their potential. People in the city are starting to put them just to watch their property and stuff. But for me, it's more of a I just like to see the animals that there is. Bears, deers, foxes, pretty much whatever roams around these parts. I don't have any feed or anything, so I don't know if there's going to be any animals whatsoever. Because deers in the winter, I usually put carrots and apples and whatever in the summer, but during the winter, they don't really eat any of those just because they freeze up. I don't know if you guys ever tried eating a frozen apple or a frozen carrot, but it's just not a pleasant experience, and it's really not for them either. So they really just like feed, so standard corn or horse feed with molasses or whatever, what have you. But I didn't buy any this time, so I hope there'll still be something. I don't want to waste these good batteries. I'm in the search now of dry wood. Doesn't seem like too much of a big problem when it's like 30 degrees outside and the birds are chirping and stuff. It's a nice sunny day. But when it's cloudy and -10, and you have trouble getting a fire started, it's becoming more and more of an issue. So I found this little guy not too far from the cabin. I'll try to at least cut the head off without debranching it too bad because it's pretty small up there. But I'll try to buck it up at least for the trunk. It looks dry. The bark's peeling off and it sounds pretty hollow, so that's a good sign. Alright, so I bucked up quite a few trees here. I made myself a little pile of wood inside. It's pretty humid outside since it's not frozen, so the wood is, whether I like it or not, humid on the inside. So that's not great. But at least it's just a dead standing tree, so it won't take as long to dry. Maybe if I leave it to the fireplace here for a while, it's It's gonna dry a bit quicker than the other stuff, than the maple at least, just because it's not as dense. But I'll need to find more later. For now, it's actually getting quite dark. I'll warm up in here. I have stuff to do at camp, so I'll head back and do that. So hopefully tomorrow, I'll try to do more work here again. Hopefully, it's supposed to be a lot colder tomorrow, so hopefully the fire's gonna start well. That's what sucks about leaving. It's the fire now is all warm and nice. Even if this place warms up pretty quick, it's still a pain. It takes like a half an hour, it's like an hour just to get a decent fire started. But once it started, I mean, now it's about 30 degrees in here, 25, 30, so it is pretty cold. But, I'm life is life, so I need to go back outside and pretty much continue on with my day. So yeah, thanks for watching, and comment, like, and subscribe.